We are so bad. Howdy, I hope you had a great day. SilverTrade here again with another video. Today, GameStop did their private offering of $1.75 billion worth of convertible senior notes, set to mature in 2032. But then GameStop upsized their private offering to $2.25 billion worth of convertible senior notes. And that might not be the end of it. If they want, they can get another $450 million from this private offering. The sale of the notes is expected to close on June 17th, 2025. Obviously today, GameStop had a pretty red day. But after today, they are sitting on $9.75 billion worth of cash, around a $10 billion market cap. GameStop is continuously raising the share floor price. But sadly, that doesn't help a whole lot whenever the total short volume for the day is at 76.5 million, when normally it's under 5 million. On the Chicago exchange today, somebody bought $66 million worth of stock, or 3 million common shares. And today at the annual shareholder meeting, the CEO Ryan Cohen mentioned, the trading card market, whether it's sports, Pokemon, or collectibles, is aligning with our heritage. It fits our trading model, it appeals to our core customer base, and it's deeply embedded in physical retail. Unlike software, it's tactical. Unlike hardware, it has high margin potential. It's a logical expansion. Really seems like he's hinting at GameStop buying PSA. And also, Ryan Cohen in the shareholder meeting mentioned that GameStop is a company that treats shareholder capital as our own, because it is. Warren Buffett once said, "Turn around, seldom turn," which basically means it's very challenging for an unprofitable failing company to be profitable and succeed. And he's right. No fancy promises, no roadshows, no pandering, just a focus on efficiency and long-term alignment with our owners, the shareholders. And then he says, "Thank you for being one." Ryan Cohen has over an 8% stake in GameStop, or 37 million shares in the company. Don't act like he wants to frick shareholders over. He has more shares than any of us. And on top of all of that, he doesn't even earn a salary for his work. If he's convinced, so am I. And don't forget, last time Ryan Cohen bought GameStop shares, it was after the first note offering. And also, GameStop's current price is below Roaring Kitty's quote-unquote final YOLO post. Remember, this is not financial advice, and this video is made for entertainment purposes only, but at these prices, it really makes sense to buy. I would be blown away if we didn't see Ryan Cohen scoop up a few more shares soon. And back then, they didn't even have a quarter as much cash on hand as they do now. Much less did they have 4 profitable quarters, beating earnings per share expectations by over 100% for 4 quarters in a row. GameStop is doing some historic things. Today on June 12th, GameStop was the 6th most traded stock across all American markets. Thank you so much for all the love and support lately. If you wouldn't mind, please hit that like button. It's just right there. Why don't you just... Oh, thank you. And we must have acquired PSA card. This guy's a network engineer, and domain names don't just randomly redirect to another company's website. He looked on Wayback Machine, and Wayback Machine is a digital archive of the internet run by Internet Archive, a nonprofit organization. It lets you see old versions of websites as they appear at different points in time, kind of like a time machine for the web. This gentleman checked Wayback Machine, and it confirms that the PSA site was modified on June 10th, suggesting the redirection was active on June 11th with a possible setup on June 10th. Additionally, a Reddit post from the grading community had a user who got an email saying their grades were ready, but then the link took them to GameStop. There were posts last night that proved that the website PSA card was redirecting them to GameStop. Look at that. And this is the internet. You can't just fake stuff. Long story short, PSA's website was modified on the 10th. And then people started being redirected to GameStop's website.
Coincidence? I think not.
Tomorrow, max pain for GameStop is $29 per share. Whenever we see large purchases on the Chicago exchange, I always wonder if that's Roaring Kitty. This picture was from Chicago, and when you zoom in on the cat's head, there's an itty bitty 5 right there. And I know days like today, where GameStop moves down almost 50% in less than 24 hours, makes a lot of us think, how could GameStop ever pump again when the banks have such control and power? Do you think that they wanted it to go to $500 per share back in 2021? They ran out of options. They literally took away the buy button. And if it can happen once, it can happen again. And I don't know about you, but I'm still waiting for proof that America is holding gold in Fort Knox. And just in case anybody cares, but IonQ is a quantum computer stock, and the CEO just sold every single one of his shares today for $103 million. The CEO completely cashed out. And Topgolf stock, recently one of the directors just bought $5.5 million worth of the stock. Please let me know if you know anything about this. I'm going to continue to look into it. Ojulesi Adebayo Ojulesi, a respected board member and former GIP founder and BlackRock board member, recently purchased $5.5 million worth of Topgolf stock. Which really does make sense because Topgolf stock is only trading at 1/3 worth of their sales, while the industry average is closer to 1-to-1. Please let me know if this is on your watch list.
What people don't understand about addiction, which is actually the reason why I decline most invitations to speak about the topic, is that people think that addiction has to do with drugs and alcohol. And it has really very, very little to do with drugs and alcohol. First of all, there are other addictions. People become addicted to behaviors or to people, relationships. It doesn't have to be a chemical. But secondly, and much more importantly, what people don't get is that the drug that the person is using to numb themselves is not the problem, it's the solution. I'll say it again. The drug is not the problem. The drug is the solution. Yeah, it's a solution that destroys your life, but it's a solution nonetheless, meaning to say, the real issue of addiction is the underlying issue that the addict is attempting to address through the self-numbing behavior of the drug of choice. And what is that underlying condition? Very, very, very simple. A deep discomfort with one's own self. It's like being allergic to one's own self, uncomfortable in your own skin, permanently unique, lonely in a crowded room, always wanting to feel a part of, instead feeling apart from. And that is that gnawing feeling that the drug or the alcohol, the high-risk behavior is being used to numb the person from, to distract them from.
Thank you so much if you made it this far in the video. I hope you found value in it. God bless.